What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mordheim. My name is Splattercat. Super stoked to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and hopefully do a couple more missions. So I really just don't even know what's going on anymore. New recording session. This is what happens when you record like a week and a half in advance and then you come back like a week and a half later. Oh, look at that. There's level ups that need to be accomplished. As I recall, I needed him to go up to like level 12 maybe so that he could get toughness 2. Yep, that's what it was. Alright, so let's work on all this stuff. We gotta level some people up. That was odd. I clicked the thing and then I had like a 5 count before it actually put the point in. Apparently it's starting up slow today just like I am. I was basically awake the entire weekend. And so this first sleep, it's Monday morning right now. I woke up and I just felt so good. Oh my god. Like I don't take sleep for granted. I don't, because I'm an insomniac. I don't sleep very much. Hardly at all. Not even really an insomniac, though. I just don't like sleeping, is really what it comes down to. And then weapon skill for him. At some point, I should probably stack on a bunch of accuracy so that he can crit more frequently. But now is not that day. We don't have a lot of money, so we're not going to play around with skills just yet. However, for you, alertness is okay. Let's go in on a little bit more morale. I like morale. Morale is a very, very safe place to put your points. And if you have a team with high morale, you can basically go through the ringer before the other team does. And with like 5 guys down, you can win by killing 2 of their guys. It's useful when it's useful, and it's not when it's not. That's what I'll say. We've got... He probably just needs weapon skill. I don't play Otto Fieglerman very often. Really, his stats are that good, and he's only level 1? Oh, that's pretty good. Not to be confused with level 0, which is what our wizard is. However, he's got unspent points. I'm going to keep him going into ballistic once that hits 12, just to refresh your memory. Once that hits 12, we're going straight in on accuracy. I haven't got any long rifles or anything like that, which is a little disappointing because there are certain weapon kit outs that I'm a lot more excited about than others. Long rifles, things of that nature tend to be really, really useful, but we haven't seen any drop yet, and the shop has not stocked them. A little bit of a downer. I'll probably keep... He's at 60% dodge, basically. He's at really, really high dodge percentages right now. What was the flat skill that he needed to make the dodge go a lot better? I think there's a dodge skill in here somewhere. Yeah, avoid. You get 10, and so he needs 9 agility and then 15 agility. How come his stat thresholds are not that good, though? I wonder if those are randomized, like they have different stat skills, or if they increase. I don't think they increase when he levels up. He's level 4, and he's only got, ooh... maybe I should have built him for armor or something like that. With regards to, let's say I go up in here. There is an armor expertise around here somewhere. There it is, armor proficient. Reduces your armor. Yeah, I could probably put that on my main character for a bit. God, that guy's looking like a Meinhof Schwarzhain. He does sound like a guy that I wouldn't want to fight. I'm like, he's got way too many syllables in his name. If his syllables are any indicator, he could probably beat me within an inch of my life. So I wanted him to have armor proficiency as well. We don't have a lot of money right now. I wonder what's going on. Sorry, man. I got itchy, and so I got, like, super... You know when you get, like, a really, really good itch, and you just got to sit there and scratch it? Like, people always make fun of their dog for their foot going. But every now and again, I itch an itch in my face that's, like, so good that I just can't... I have to just sit there, and I just have to contemplate how good it feels. Looks like the marketing wares are coming back in one day. Let's go have a look. Oh, we haven't even passed the day yet. Okay. So 3 warriors are receiving treatment for their injuries.
Is in sight.
Baron von Leitdorfer is very pleased with the Warband's conquest of the quayside and improved efficiency of their wordstone recovery. He sent a reward to Mordheim to express his gratitude and to help the Warband to gather even more wordstone for him. Luther is a bit anxious about the Baron's increased expectations. The ruins are filled with many dangers to not only life but soul as well. If they're going to match the Baron's demands, the Warband is going to have to stray into some of the most forsaken places of Mordheim looking for wordstone. Before attempting the horrors lurking in the ruins, they should seek some divine protection and try to gain Sigmar's blessing at an old temple. You know, I don't want to question this too much, but you'd think the temple would have blessed the city in the first place and we wouldn't have to deal with this. I don't think that temple is as good as you're making it out to be. Oh, wow, we got a lot of people who are out right now. Let's... I mean, our numbers are fine, but we are down a couple of people right now. That's unfortunate. Who is this back here? He's on Velton. Oh, it's Elton John. That's right. He's one of our reservists. Aldrimus Chanals. We haven't even started leveling him yet, unfortunately. If he gets a little bit higher level, he should be a decent character who we can rely on. But for right now, I'm just kind of like, meh, and I don't really care. What do we have going on as far as the campaign is concerned? So we've got the Divine and the Defiled. Before tempting the horrors. Yeah, okay, so that's the next storyline mission. Oh, wow, apparently they're only throwing brutal missions at us right now. Shouldn't be, like, too difficult. It should still be doable, but... let's go with... this one has exceptional loot. This one has it. Basically, you're swapping. It's either wordstone or loot that you're going after. Oh, I have 748 gold? Well, damn, I didn't know I was that rich. Apparently, it's forcing me into some brutal missions right now. Let's have a look at the stock that they have at the shop. They gotta have something decent in here. So they've got a blue shield, which I definitely think that we should probably equip on anybody who's got a shield at the moment. So let's go to his inventory. And we want to swap him in for this shield right here. And that'll raise his parry chance by another 5%. That puts him up over 50% as far as parry's concerned. And it gives him a pretty decent ranged resistance as well. The only downside here is that we haven't had the time. So if I go to his skills, I should be able to give him some better stuff. But it'll be fine for right now. I actually like to go back to the shop menu just straight so that I can see things a bit better. We've got a blue dagger in there. It's a pretty good weapon. We've got a blue staff. Might be worth it. Crossbows, longbows, shurikens. What's the difference between the longbow? It does like 5 more damage. And it gets a little bit more crit. Okay. As far as guns go, we didn't really end up... yeah, that's unfortunate. We're still not ending up with things that I want here. Light, heavy. We got a couple of amulets here, but nothing super special. There's also no oil pots, which I was hoping for. If there was oil pots, we probably could have grabbed some of those, and it would have helped with some of these things. Oh well, what are you going to do? This might be the point at which we start to run into some major, major problems. So, with my heroes, he's got himself some dodginess, right? So if we go into his skills, and we need avoid, and that's going to be 9 agility. So he needs 1 more point in agility. We can give him avoid, and that'll put him up to 60% dodge. At which point we can start messing around with some of the other stuff. There's just so many options, though. Like, so many random things you can put on your character, which is pretty overwhelming at times. What about you? Do you have anything for me? Like, what do you have going on with regards to... yeah, there we go. Eagle Eyes, they bypass 5%. Hit chance by 5%. Quick reload. Okay, that's not too bad. Trick shooter. You go a bullseye, which would be pretty badass. Let's start with overhead, because I tend to put them up and on top of things. And then we gotta wait 1 more day anyway, so let's just wait another day. And so there it is. Everyone has finally come back to active duty. Haha, duty jokes. Yeah, it definitely looks like they're trying to force me into taking this mission right now by just like stacking options against me. Oh well. Let's go with the cash, I guess. Instead of Otto and Fritz, I think I'll probably go with... I should probably bring out Dreamus. It's not a terrible plan, but it's not a good plan either. Like, I need to have people here who are going to be useful to me in the future. And then everybody else should be okay right about now. I think we're looking pretty good. Let's launch and deploy. We're going in with 6 guys, so it's a little bit more risky than we're used to playing. However, have no doubt, I think we'll be fine. Alright, so load screen accomplished. Let's jump on in here. God, those load screens need to go. Like, for real. The developers really need to sit down and think about how they want to fix that, because the load screens are out of control. So we got to decide where we want to deploy here. There's a big wordstone field over there. So I'm thinking we deploy over on this side. There's not a whole lot over there, so I'm assuming the enemy's probably going to drop either like right in over here or somewhere in the vicinity, because they said that the enemy was setting up trying to flank us. And so as per usual, we need everybody to be in the same area. That's fine. That'll be good as well. Where is... Oh, they're over there. Sorry. My brain is not working so good right now. I couldn't see the enemies, and so I got a little panicky there. Sorry, I couldn't see my allies, so I got panicky for a second. I started to feel very, very alone in the world of Mordheim, and I don't want to be alone in the world of Mordheim. I don't want to be there with people either, don't get me wrong. I would prefer to just not go there at all and leave the hard work to somebody else. But if it's got to be what it's going to be, let's continue. It looks like we're up against Skaven this time around. Not the worst thing that could happen, but definitely not horrible either. I'm going to leave him in ambush stance right here, and he could do his thing. I'm going to move the wizard up as well. Their morale's a lot lower than ours, so I think we've got a little bit more leeway with regards to our playstyle. We can afford to be a little bit more vicious if we want to, but concentration here. I actually am not totally sure what concentration does. Oh, it makes our spellcasting chance better so we don't get Tzeentch's curse. I figured it was probably something like that, but I wasn't totally positive about it. I'm going to go ahead and lay down an ambush on this side. The big thing that we want to stick to for right now, look, it's Manslieb and Morslieb, or I don't even remember. There's the Greater and Lesser Moons. I'm rereading my Warhammer Fantasy novels right now because people keep asking me questions, and I haven't read my Warhammer Fantasy novels in probably 3 or 4 years, and so it's all just brain farts at this point. I don't remember anything. And so I've been trying to go back through, and I started with Gotrek and Felix, and I've already worked my way through, I think, like half or a third of the first book. I'm getting there. I'm moving along. That would be my recommendation if you want to learn about Warhammer Fantasy and the world of the humans. Gotrek and Felix is the best place to start. It starts out a little bit slow, but actually only the first chapter. The first chapter is the only part of those that are slow. The rest of it's actually pretty good. Once you get past, I mean, you can skip the first chapter. The first chapter doesn't mean anything anyways. It's kind of just, you can tell that the author was writing it just sort of to mess around with the characters. It has a very free writing sort of, you know, nobody's paying me to do this type feel to it. And then all the chapters after that get consistently better until it bummed me out. But after like 10 books, William King stopped writing them and this other guy took over, and his books felt very fan fiction-y and I just didn't like it. Did not like it, and so I stopped reading them around there. Still, if you've got a 15-book series and 10 of the books are decent, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all from an author's standpoint. I'm like, you're batting a pretty solid average considering there are trilogies that I like where most of the books suck, but I like the one like in the middle or something like that. I think, oh yeah, look at that. They're coming at us from this side. What we want to do as Skaven is we want to deprive them of their natural ability to Zergball you. You always, if you want to fight Skaven in little corridors like this where they can't get all their guys around you to fight. It's the best way to fight them. Tends to work out fairly decently as well. I was hoping we wouldn't have to fight over here, but it's looking like these two guys are unfortunately just too slow. And I don't mean that like in a mean way, like, you're slow, go to the slow kids class and watch Little Mermaid while chewing on a marker. I don't mean like that. I just mean that, unfortunately, their movement allotment's a little bit lame because I haven't given them the armor proficiency that they need to succeed as characters just yet, so we'll sort it out. Those guys don't get their turns for a little bit.
Has started.
If we have to fight back here, I'm okay with that, but I wanted... Oh, shit. Luckily, we got a dodge right there. That ambush did not go through as successfully as he would have hoped. That thing has a lot of HP for a Skaven. So let's go ahead and get to pig sticking him real fast. Oh, look at that. He got a counterattack. Huh. I guess just keep stabbing. I don't really have much of an option here. Let's go ahead and have a hero jump in on it too. So we have to force this guy to make an all-alone check. He's probably not going to land a lot of strikes against him, just because, well, I take it back. I was going to say his accuracy is not super amazing, and so I wasn't really depending on him to do anything incredible right there, but actually he was able to lay down the thumpa a little bit better than I expected. He failed his all-alone check, which is great. That's all that I want from him. We're going to go ahead and go with an aim shot right here. My goal is to liquidate him as fast as possible. If we can make it happen, then I will be your captain. And let's get these guns blapping, I guess is the way that I'll put it. On this side, we definitely... Oh, he's cutting through the house. It's kind of an interesting choice. Making all of his dodge checks, which is really, really good. That character right there is incredibly dangerous, though. We got to watch out for him. So they're dogpiling on this fight right here. Okay, it's going to limit our ability to get after some of that warpstone. But it'll be alright. I want it, and therefore I'll probably make a strong push in that direction. If we can make it happen. So if you notice what happened over here, basically we forced them around the corner. I don't know if that was a smart play on their part. Wow, their movement is just out of control. They can go so far. I don't mean that it's overpowered or anything. It's just like, whoa, he's out of control. You know, like it just feels to me as though they can move a really, really long ways, and it can be stressful. Let's keep the target focused, and if we miss, we miss. But killing right now is the only thing that matters. So along this side, what I need is to join this combat from behind. He's going to get out of the way, and he made his dodge roll, unfortunately. I really wish they would take the dodge roll into account with the 91% so you could actually see what your real chance of hitting was. It kind of bugs me a little bit because I'm the kind of person that likes to see all of my factors in a line when I go into fight against the enemy. And it does not like apply those additively. It doesn't do those the way that I would do it had I made the game. I would have actually given you like your raw chance to hit, including dodge chances and things like that, so that like nothing was hidden from the player. We should be up right now. We've got a dogpile problem though. We're fighting the Skaven strength at the moment, which is a little bit of an ironic phrase because Skaven have no strength. However, if we can just get a little bit more damage in and over here. I find it hard to believe a spear does that little amount of damage. Like in real life, having a giant stick rammed inside of you seems like it would do a lot more damage than that. If we can get rid of this guy over here, we'll be in a much better position. But that's assuming he doesn't dodge. And so there it is. We got one out of action. And so our next plan, in reality, is going to be to dogpile on Skur's Blight. I don't have a lot of options here. I mean, the Skaven are like everywhere. That leaves us in a bit of a precarious situation. Because, oh good, he failed his check, and he's one of their most powerful fighters too, so that'll be really, really helpful. On this side, let's keep on shooting. Yep, keep that Brucka coming. I had way too much sugary cereal this morning. I don't normally anymore eat sugary things in the morning when I get up. But the last 2 days have been just sort of a blur of alcoholism. I went to a family party this weekend for the Christmas season. It's annual, and it happens every, well, I was going to say it's annual and it happens every year, but I guess I don't need to, do I? It's annual, and so we get over like 6 in the morning, and we go and chop down a tree. And we basically just like drink all day and like decorate the house, and it's pretty wild and crazy. And I'm kind of on the back end of the recovery phase from that this weekend, where I'm just like, oh my god, my burps still taste like champagne, and it's been like 3 days. It's unfortunate. He's got combat savvy, huh? What does combat savvy mean? Combat savvy means apparently Gunnar Lundorf is getting stabbed. You gonna make that dodge check for me, buddy? Oh my god. I guess not. Don't even try, I guess. Just sit there and get hit. That's fine. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? How is your shot so terrible right now? Yeah, we're having trouble hitting stuff right now. I hate fighting the Skaven. It just turns into a giant unholy misfest every time I do it. We should be able to get some damage off right here. I would hope. I mean, if we could land all 3 hits, that'd be great. I'm probably going to try and disengage Gunnar back there just because I don't want him to go out of combat, because then we got to rely on the mercy of the dice to see if he's going to be able to be on our team for the next couple days. However, there we go. Let's get him outnumbered. That'd be good. I would love to have him just out on a limb by himself and unable to do anything. Perfect. So with the 2 of them in combat, that gives us a little bit better of a chance. Neither one of them is going to be able to run parry, though, which is a bummer. So they're sitting ducks for the moment. Their morale took a really, really big hit from losing 1 character, though, so we should only have to kill these 2, and then we should be the hell out of here. I'd like somebody faster to be off over there grabbing some of the stuff that I want, but... Oh, really? He counts as part of this combat right here. Okay. That's fine. Put the 18 on him. Always focus fire. That's one of the biggest things that the AI fails at, and that's one of the biggest reasons why the AI loses despite all of its advantages, is that it just does not do a good job of focusing its fire against, you know, isolated members. There's the miss right there. I knew we were cooking one. I knew we were cooking one somewhere. It had to be coming. There was no way that it wasn't. Ooh, he made his all-alone check. Lundorf's going to make his dodge check, though. Not going to make that one, though. Shit. Well, now we gotta worry about Lundorf losing his eyeballs and all kinds of crazy stuff in between. I don't want you to shoot. I want you to aim. I know, right? Who would have thought? It's so crazy that somebody would actually aim before they fire a ranged weapon, but these are my expectations of you. I don't do it because I'm cruel or callous. I do it because I love you, sort of. Not really. You're mostly expendable, but whatever. You know, I keep waiting for the other, like, half of their team to bust in somewhere. We're still missing, like, a black rat, and we're still missing a couple characters here. We're missing a warp rat and a black rat, I think. This guy can't decide what he wants to do. He's just running around in circles and shit. It'll probably be okay. I hope. He should have a really, really tough time killing this guy. I think. I'll take 1 out of 3. As far as the dodge goes, I mean, it's not the best thing I've ever seen, but if you can get out of the way, get out of the way, I guess. See if we can score a kill here. Indeed we can. So there goes Skursblight. That's going to be another one of their heroes down. End his turn real fast. Their morale should be slipping really, really soon. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make a beeline for some of this warpstone. Yeah, some of those clusters would be great. So I'm going to put him on ambush stance. And it's going to take us longer than 1 turn to get rid of this rat over here, so he should be able to stuff his pockets full of goodies before we leave. I hope. Oh, good, we got a stun on that side. Well, if we really wanted to make this one last, then we could just sit here and kind of dither and not even do anything. But since we've got a warp rat and a black rat coming around, the warp rats are actually really, really weak. They're not that good. The black rats, on the other hand, can be a bit of a problem. So that's Gunner's trophy. What is this right here? Skursblight's warp trinket. We got nothing right there. That's disappointing. I want to get him to the point where he can learn fireball or something like that. Basher, crasher, smasher, and fireball. I don't know if there's any, like, Office fans in the audience. I watch The Office a lot. I've probably watched that TV series more than any other. I've watched all the seasons probably 10 or 15 times. Did he make his check or did he fail? Oh, he passed. Good. I'll take it. I would prefer that Meinholf Schwarzhain not go into any sort of wounding type situation. But if it happens, I guess. Pow! He's still down. He even made his, like, stun recovery check, too. He made all kinds of checks on that turn. He's writing all sorts of checks that his ass and his bank can't cash because he's a little tapped out right now. The market has been weird for Skaven lately. Oh, shit. Yeah. They have this tendency to deal a lot of damage with those little two-handers. I'm going to go ahead and swap weapons, and we're going to jump in on this one melee style. We need somebody to be in here on this, and if we get lucky, we might actually stun somebody, too. Unfortunate, but at least we got 2 people in combat now. Falkenberg, we need you to grab the big clusters. There we go.
Objectives updated.
And if you could just get the clusters, I don't even care about the rest of it. Like this guy right here. This is a risky play, by the way. This is a really, really risky play. I'm only doing it because we have enough wordstone to send out a shipment and be perfectly fine without having to worry too much about failing. Like I can afford to take a couple days off, basically. Go ahead and grab that cluster as well. And so that's 44 or 45 stones worth of clusters we can bring back with us. Lots of warp effects on our character, though, which is going to negatively affect him over the long term of this fight. Still, nothing that we can't handle. There we go. And so now they've got to make themselves a morale check once we get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and lump up on this guy in the hopes that maybe we can force him to lose a turn to an all-alone check. But other than that, we've pretty much accomplished... Hey, they failed their route. We win. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the loot that we got on out. It looks like we actually... You know, for having exquisite loot, we only got 3 pieces of loot. That kind of sucks. We got 3 shards and 3 frags, though. And so all in all, we came out of that one with over 75 stone. That's really, really badass. It's going to help us in the future. I'm going to take a look at what we got out of this, but that's going to be the end of our episode for the day.
You have managed.
Okay, so he's got a mental point.
The gods are with you.
He's got 2 skill points and an offense point. That'll be helpful. Physical and mental. Okay. Hey, Gunnar Lundorf made a full recovery. Cool. That's really, really nice. I love it when I don't have to pay the Piper for the things that have happened to me. I don't like paying Piper anyways. She's kind of stingy. Oh, look at that. We got a blue sword and a purple luck trinket. Okay, never mind. Maybe we should do some more brutal missions with exquisite money, because I'm sorry, with exquisite items, because that right there is exactly the kind of loot that we need. That's going to be it for me. This is Mordheim. I'll see y'all next time. My name is Splattercat. Get the game down below if you wanted to purchase it. Hi to everybody.